So it's even in that space, it's just showing that you don't gotta talk about offing somebody for the music to be good. Now, I mean, you don't gotta be talking about trapping in a way where we're glorifying certain things for it to be good. If that's where you're at in life, by all means. Now, I mean, like I've made those records. Now, I mean, but just showing that, like, if you're in a space where you want to talk about some other things and the music, you want it to sound more positive, or you want to unpack certain pain and moments in your life, just knowing that you can. Like, I mean, music is your platform to create in any which way that you want that to feel sonically, or the message that you're trying to convey. Like, it could all be fly ass music. And so like just making these records, it feels good. And I was happy to hear how these records came out.
It's good music. You know, I mean, for sure. At the end of the day, it's good music.
It's good. If I click that plus button in my Apple Music,
I appreciate it. So how the title came about, when I look at, you know, so trauma to me is essentially, you know, pain that you've encountered and dealt with, you know, throughout time. Those things would classify as trauma, like dealing with death, dealing with, again, my mother being abused, dealing with separations in family, my brother being in jail, things that, you know, hurt me throughout time a certain way, and had impacted, you know, me in moments and whatnot. I look at those in the worst way, in the negative ways. Those would attribute to trauma in my life and whatnot. So the idea of Beautiful Trauma was I wanted to create this album comprised of all of these traumas and things that I was unpacking about my life, and the things that I've encountered throughout time that had strongholds on me emotionally, and have impacted me in certain ways. But when you put those stories over these beautiful sounding instrumentals, right? It makes everything more digestible. So if you didn't speak the language that I was talking, if you don't speak English, but you listen to this music, it just sounds like beautiful music. It could even sound happy until you could actually understand what it is I'm saying. Now it's like, hold on, yeah, this sounds beautiful, but there's a lot of pain being conveyed over it. So
is that up to the beat selection too?
Yeah, so the beat selection is what made me even add beautiful to the title, right? You're gonna tune into it. You're gonna hear these soul samples. You know what I mean?
Mind, soul, body.
The whole album is soul samples, like an old Kanye kind of feeling, where it's like it makes you feel good, and then you tune into it, and there's like that juxtaposition of, okay, this sounds beautiful, but is what he's saying necessarily beautiful? When I call that beautiful, now this is pain. Like this is hurt. This is trauma. So that's how the name came together and whatnot.
I think it's dope because I've never sat down with an artist that I actually like their album and asked them about an album, because that Mind, Soul, and Body, when I heard that keyboard in the, because I'm a keyboard player, so when I heard the little sample of the keys going, I was just in my car, I hit the sunroof at the top, side of my speaker for the volume, that joint was dope.
Yeah, and you know that song, that's one of the ones that specifically stand out to me, that came from just a conversation that I had with somebody, where I was talking to somebody that was in a constant state of like comparing themselves to the world and not feeling like enough, and just always on go, trying to catch up to who knows what. But again, the pressures of the world that make you feel like you're not enough and you're not doing enough. So Mind, Body, and Soul was like my message to, you know, take care of yourself. Like, yo, it's good. Life is good. And just take care of yourself, mind, body, and soul. I always say that. Like, I go to the gym. I'll pay attention to how I eat. You know, I could always be a little better with that, but we got to take care of ourselves. You know what I mean? For sure. Mind, body, and soul. Good thoughts, good energy around us. And yeah.
So what made you decide to get into the media and videography business?
So I'm not a videographer by passion. Like that's like that. So I'm a creative. So gotcha. I knew I always wanted to find a way to be in a creative space in my life. Even with music, if I'm shooting like music videos like that, that would be a lane for me beyond my years of creating music. If I ever was to step away from making music, to still be around the element that I love, or to still in some way, shape, or form be in a creative space, and be able to make a living wage off of it. So, you know, just in my time trying to figure out what it is that I could do to stay in the field that makes me feel most alive, you know, videography was where I landed. During that time too, I was, you know, super active in music too. So just the idea of being able to produce my own music videos, which I've come to learn since starting the company, that there's no way I could be in front of and behind the camera at the same time. You know what I mean? So I have not produced many music videos for myself, if any at all. And so, you know, just in my time learning, I realized, like, because I was still working when I started the company. And so I just continued growing it. And I was like, hold on, like, this is something that I actually can, you know, live off of. And you know, now I do. I run Really Media full time, and so it's just something that I did as a business move to create a life for myself and create some more time for me to be able to be creative and even to be a resource for myself and others.
So the camera was bringing more money than the raps.
For sure, but I mean, I definitely could not live off of music. Now I mean, but I will say with what music and me being an artist, it opened up a lot of doors for everything. I think even the appeal of me being the music artist that I was throughout life, when it came time for me to want to do certain events or for me to step into certain spaces, like solidified. Exactly. I mean, I had a certain name to me, and there was a certain appeal with my community. So jumping into something like a talent show, like that base of people that supported me was from my years of I've been a music artist all my life. You know, it was from my years of being a music artist. When I went to so partially just music artist. On the other part of it is like just having good relationships and being a good person to other people.
A good person is number one.
Yeah, for sure.
You got the best lyrics in the world, but you a piece of shit. You a piece of shit.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not that's not going to translate to you being a good business person, just being a good lyricist. But you know, music was where I've created, you know, a foundation for myself and some appeal. And then, you know, the good character and work ethic is what carried a lot of the things or everything that I've ever done in my life. Yeah, for sure.
Just want to hear your opinion on like vulnerability in men. How old are you?
I'm 33 now. So, yeah, just turned March 10th. Just turned 33.
So I just want to know your perspective and just your overall base opinion.
I'm older than you?
I'm only 24.
Oh, I was about to say, I thought you said I'm young. I was like, hold on. Definitely, there's no way you're older than me. That's crazy. So this is another idea of where the Beautiful Trauma Project came from. Conversations I had where people felt like they had to suppress things that they were dealing with, traumas that they were dealing with. Me talking to people that go to therapy and were trying to find their way in the world to being able to express themselves, to being able to be understood. It's hard to be understood when you can't express yourself. And it's hard to be happy with people when you can't be understood and find ways for them to understand you, because communication is key. You have to express yourself to effectively communicate. So the idea of the project was for me to add to the climate and the idea that it's okay to be vulnerable and express yourself by me doing that in the highest form I knew how to. Like, you tune into this album, you hear everything about my life, essentially, like as far as the pain I dealt with and things that people get called soft, the bitches for venting about, right? Because we're supposed to suppress things. So I wanted to wear my heart on my sleeve and vent about these things so that I could contribute to a healthier space where people are okay doing so. So I think people should be able to express themselves. I think people should be able to be vulnerable and transparent. I'm not opposed to the idea of having to be strong and holding on to your pride in moments and just being able to keep yourself together. Just me personally, but I do think if there is a desire or a need to release, to speak, to be vulnerable, then there's nothing wrong with that.
No, that takes it back from the top. You said that's another problem with our community.
Yeah.
Because the dudes that need a release, they release it in what? Violence.
For sure. It's easier for somebody to punch somebody in the face than to say, yo, dog, you hurt me when you did that. Yep. Or like, yo,
they ain't even punch. They drilling. They ain't even punching.
Yeah, for sure. And that's easy. But so think about like if someone says something to trigger somebody, how quickly it could escalate to someone banging out. But how many times have we seen people say, yo, could I talk to you about that? That's hard. You would see if you've seen more of that happen, you would see people literally shut down or break out in tears because it's so hard to just face emotions. People are not used to conflict resolution and just sharing their emotions.
These phones, the technology makes it 10 times worse.
People grew up now in a time where they never had to face the kind of pain that they inflicted to people from their actions. People have never seen that. We grew up where when there was a problem, like you had to see these people all day. You actually didn't have a problem with somebody unless it was in person because there wasn't social media spaces growing up for us. How old are you?
34.
Yeah. So there's a point where we had no social media at all. Like it wasn't even a thing. Yeah, absolutely. So if you had an issue with somebody, it's because of something they did to you on the ball court. Now, I mean, y'all was in school, y'all was talking to the same girl, but you had to face them throughout that whole issue. Now, I mean, you went to school, you said something to them, whatever it was, like it was face to face. I think that is definitely a part of the disconnect with people, facing emotions head on. They haven't had to do that so much. You had these phone screens where it was just behind your profile picture and you're sending messages or subs or whatever.
And worse, man.
Yeah, for sure.
If we don't communicate, if we don't do this, communicate, get on these mics and talk and get the message out between our community, your community, people could talk, it gets worse.
Yeah,
worse and
podcast and music, particularly with this album, it gives us a lane to share knowledge and wisdom with people that need it, people that never knew how to process certain emotions or navigate certain situations. Now they could live through that, through things that you're going to say, a piece of advice that you'll give, a song that I'll put out. There's a responsibility with people who get it to give it to people that may not or that may need it. And I think that's what we're doing. That's why, podcast and y'all just being able to be vocal is dope, man.
The voice of the people.
Not gonna lie, the vulnerability space and like in this niche and obviously in music and stuff, it's so real and it's so needed, especially in the time like this, like you had the whole, man, I tell you this man had the whole Facebook wall lit since he even like announced the artwork.
I'm gonna keep it a whole band. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, he been moving in the community. He just been quiet, but he been. I remember. I ain't gonna say it in front.
I remember in the London community because believe it or not, about half of the interviews we've done are people from London.
I'm moving to London. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm moving to New London. I ain't moving that side of New London. I'm moving the other side of London. Ocean Beach over there. Yeah, I'm going over there.
Pequot Ave.
I'm going with them folks.
Back up. I'm trying to get there too.
I'm going to London.
The really media money ain't that good. We working on it. We working on it.
London's nice, man.
So what's some key attributes of yourself that you try to bring to the community of New London? Because I believe that as individuals, you have to have an inside view in order to give it out. So what's some things that you give out to New London?
Now more than ever, it's just, I guess this is consistent throughout time, but it just, manifested in different forms and things that I was doing, but just spreading more love. I think not even just New London, I think the world is starved of love. You know what I mean? So whether it's as simple as, when you're coming across people, that's a fly jacket, though. You got that. Like that can make someone's day. You never know what he's doing. Yeah, you got to. Spreading love in simple interactions with people. Doing for the youth, but also being an example. Like it's cool to do all the things in the world and create events and raise money and coach sports and whatnot. But like being the example that they're watching is what is going to keep the revolving door of the attributes that we hope continue on to them. That we keep that going. I mean, we show that to them. That moves on to next. So showing love is what's going to, the active display of showing love is what's going to make them see that, hold on, showing love is what's cool. Oh, if I think Frank is cool and Frank is always showing love and being positive and giving compliments and whatnot, I want to be cool like that.
Or it's like, is one. You could get one kid to keep going. That's all you got them.
For sure.
Both them.
But our reach is, I always love the analogy and idea of, just being able to reach one, but all of our reaches is so much greater than one. You know what I mean? Like we have the possibility with making, just prioritizing certain actions and going about things intentionally to reach tens, hundreds, thousands. Your podcast here, like y'all have people that tune in consistently that y'all have the opportunity to reach 100, 200, 300 people every time you drop these. So making sure that you're imparting things into that you want them to pick up. But yeah, and I think overall New London and beyond is just, just spreading more love in any way that seems fit for you to show love. It could be supporting somebody, posting their business. It could be showing up to events. Know what I mean? Liking something. Clicks, right? That's all. That's all.
Log in and click whatever they got.
However far you want to go with showing the love. Know what I mean? In the simplest way or the most extreme, just show that love.
Spread love. And really, Brooklyn way.
I think it's consistent love. I like how you said consistency. Yeah. That was one of the first words you said, and that was like that's one of the things I struggle with is consistency. But like consistent love definitely prevails. Even like today at work, I'm always I made it a point just to smile. I used to go to work like all mean mugging, like nigga, don't talk to me, nigga. Like,
back then.
Then I realized like, dang, like they fuck with me. You know what I mean? Like there's something in me.
What they say it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Say it again.
It takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Yeah, for sure. Your energy is contagious, man. And sometimes we like to believe that like, okay, we're just going to show up and do our job and it's that simple and I'm not going to be in no one's way. I'm going to mind my business. Yeah. But there's an energy in being closed like that. That transfers.
People know, they know that too.
Yeah, they know it, they feel it, and it might transfer to someone else to say, I bet, well, he's not going to say hi. I'm not going to say hi either. And now when you're around, they got the screw face because they got to show you they're just as angry as you seem. Now, before you know it, the whole workplace is toxic and everybody's all negative and now no one wants to be there.
That's why I bother at work. I bother everybody. Yeah, I say hi. I don't even mean it. I just say hi just to mess with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like, what's good, bro? Like, they be looking like, oh shoot.
And you'll make someone's day. Like,
will.
I always said so. Y'all seem like y'all were popular brothers in high school and whatnot. Like, so let's just use high school as an example. In school, because high school period is a moment where like popularity and opinions matter, right? Yep. So to be on the good side of, you know, walking into a local mall, walking into a basketball game or school and people wanting to see you, high-fiving you. Yo, how you been? Yo, it's a fly sneaker.
That's a different
some people never experience that.
Yeah.
To this day, there's some people that go everywhere that they go in life and no one is excited to see them. So when you're at work and you say what up to somebody, you might think it's nothing because the value to you, that's not valued high to you because you get it so freely. But to someone else that never gets the love that you've received your whole life effortlessly, you just made their day.
I'm gonna speak to more people now because you said that.
Yo, and so even taking it a step further from hello and remembering something about them.
Yeah.
Yo, you still draw those comics that you used to draw in high school? And someone is like, yo, like no one ever acknowledged my art. I thought I was worthless, but you seen me and you liked it. Maybe I'm going to keep going. And now maybe they're going to spend more time in the thing that is their safe space, that makes them feel great in life, like that makes them feel alive, that they gave up because no one never seen them for. No one ever acknowledged. And you now, because you seen it, they kept going. Now their life is better. Not to be dramatic, but you made their life better by seeing. I mean, so it's just being intentional with spreading love. That's really all it is.
I'm gonna put that one in my pocket.
That's what I've been doing since like December. I've been at work and I work around like a bunch of like weirdos, but I had to realize like I had to be weird in my own.
You gonna get fired?
They touch me if y'all want. Touch me if y'all want. Touch me if y'all want to. Touch me if y'all want to. But I realized when you care for people, kind of on the level you want to be cared for, it works. Like
for sure.
Like just to see somebody like people walk down with their heads down.
Yeah.
Just to see them pick up their head and just they go like this.
Yeah, for sure.
That's like my okay.
Yeah,
I'm good.
You never know what that did for somebody, man. There's people that are really on edge. There's people that are dealing with the worst. And it seems like, again, because we think those actions are so almost insignificant to us because it wouldn't impact our day like that. We think that it doesn't matter to nobody. So it's like, why am I even doing it? Like, it don't matter if I do that or not. But somebody that doesn't get it all the time, like the value is crazy.
Especially coming from the screwed face community we come from. Everybody want to be.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And that's what I didn't like either because I do work, we all work in environments where there's predominant races and everything like that. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But like, just that feeling of like, you're supposed to be this hard black man that job, but you're just so surrounded. Now you like, I found myself like scrunching up. Then I had to realize like, hold up, nigga. I be on that. I had to be like,
I be on that shit. I be on that. I could crack joke. I could do everything y'all could do. Everything y'all could do, I could do.
That's how you put it.
Y'all want to go that route? We could go that route too.
Yeah, facto.
I'm here to escape, baby.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
It's beautiful trauma.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a good way to put it.
There's a reason. There's a reason for almost everything about our personality, good and bad. I mean, you start to unpack things, you start to realize why certain things are the way they are, why you think ways you think, why certain things trigger you. And the more you spend time with yourself or, seek that kind of, I've actually never been to therapy myself. I'm in the process though of, we're putting to, while I was with Jaren and Jay the other day, my guys, we're getting the band together because we're doing these performances for the Beautiful Trauma album. And
are you going live?
Yeah, we're going to live. So it's a little deeper than just the performance. I've never done a performance like this, but the quote unquote tour is going to be called Group Therapy. And so how it's going to happen, no one. This is all like exclusive information right now. I ain't telling nobody. We ain't even get a rundown of this yet.
The bomb on the we got
it. Yeah. So how this is going to go is we're going to perform each record, and in between there's going to be a discussion between me and the therapist. The therapist will be there at the live performance, but not just that. The conversation is going to be open to the audience as well. So
it's live interactive therapy session.
So this is going to be either the first time, like for someone like myself, that I've dealt with therapy at all, or it's going to be the idea of people that are there that have been through therapy, feeling open about being able to talk about therapy and the things they're dealing with.
Nationwide, man. You might be tapping into some markets, bro.
Yeah, I mean that'd be beautiful.
Very lucrative.
The more people we could tap into would be great.
Sound good, bro.
I partnered with Legislate Health District, and we're partnered in the Black Health Collective to change the climate in this space. Again, specifically for people that look like us. I mean, that's
it's an interactive live.
Yeah.
Concert therapy
and
show.
So again, like what the example of me talking about the situation with my mother, like these are things that to this day, like I've sent her the early version of the record so she could approve, and it was cool, but we still never talked about these things. And not only did me and her not talk about it, I've never really talked about these things. So the therapy is going to be real. Me and the therapist, I sent her the album before it was actually released, but we decided to not really talk until we do this performance. So it's gonna be real. Like it's gonna be.
You don't even know what you're doing. Like
I don't know what to expect.
Hit the stage and
you
might not even be able to perform. You might just start crying.
And we might get through one record where because one record where the conversation just goes somewhere where the conversation is more powerful than the actual performance, and I'm not going to stop that.
It's almost like going to church almost.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's almost like going to church.
It's funny. I've been having this conversation for 2 days. I was actually starting to put together these live worship sessions, just like in my little studio lobby right here, where we would pray and then we'd worship, but in between there'd be a podcast with me and the said individual, and I'd be talking to him about whether it's trauma, addiction, but at the end, that's our prayer focus before you leave. It's like whatever we talked about in that, quote unquote therapeutic system. But I think that's like, bro, that's like
that's different, bro.
That's fire. That's beautiful.
I never heard of that.
For an album like that?
I never heard of that.
I haven't seen it. If it's been done.
That's different. That's like a talk show.
That's divine.
Yeah.
That's like all in one, like almost like a talk show, podcast, concert.
Yeah,
all in one right there. That's a good idea.
That's why I said when it's like church, I was like,
well, no lie. It's not like these ideas. It's not like I sat down with a group of people and it was plotting. It's organic. It's organic. It's God's work. It's just letting what feels right happen.
That's dope, bro.
I mean,
city to city with that, man, you're gonna change that. That's impactful, bro.
I mean, hopefully it does something.
It's gonna spread fast, bro. It's gonna spread
too, man. Like with the young boys, it's gonna move how they may even process writing music.
I mean, it might be them niggas. Them niggas
even that. Like I would even hope with the album for people to see that, because I'm always intentional with we're doing things, but even the way the records were crafted, it's not like this music is like some corny positive shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm out here and it's like I'm in a genre of music that people wouldn't tune into. It's good music. Like I'm rapping my ass off. You know what I mean? But so even showing
they gonna want to play it.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like even in that space, it's just showing that you don't gotta talk about offering somebody for the music to be good. You know what I mean? You don't gotta be talking about trapping in a way where we're glorifying certain things for it to be good. If that's where you're at in life, by all means. Know what I mean? Like I've made those records, know what I mean? But just showing that like if you're in a space where you want to talk about some other things and the music you want it to sound more positive, or you want to unpack certain pain and moments in your life, just knowing that you can. Like, I mean, music is your platform to create in any which way that you want that to feel sonically, or the message that you're trying to convey. Like, it could all be fly ass music. And so like just making these records, it feels good. And I was happy to hear how these records came out.
It's good music. I mean, for sure. At the end of the day, it's good music.
It's good. If I click that plus button in
my
Apple Music,
I ain't gonna hold you, because he sent me a record. I ain't play. I'm a harsh music critic. I like what I like.
Yeah, for sure.
After sitting down with you, I'm gonna go and listen, because if it's good, music. I won't deny good music. It don't gotta be for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good music is good music.
Absolutely. That's how I felt about it too. Because he asked him, I'm not into like the hip hop rapping. I'm R&B. I'm Robert Glasper. I'm smooth. But when I heard that, that's just relatable, and the beats behind, like the way he said, production. Like how the beats are beautiful. Yeah, you just look at the trauma, bro.
I'm gonna let you, for sure. I might slide out tonight on.
Yeah, I mean, I look forward to hearing about it.
Title, dude.
Title, Apple Music, Spotify.
While we there, go ahead, shout out everything.
Oh yeah,
the media, the IG.
So another thing with it too. Even before I do that, I always went by Grams, Frank Grams. This album, I decided to start moving, in my real name. And so Frank Colmenares, know what I mean? I just felt it as I got older, just moving with certain like monikers and images. I knew where Grams came from, like just being a young artist and wanting to have one of those mixtape rapper names. Yeah. And over time I try to evolve it and put Frank Grams, take the Z off, make it an S, spell it right, be more mature. And I just felt weird, not being able to just 1000% call myself. Yeah, and beyond that, like there was for years, I was doing like things like the New Orleans Talent Show and events in the community where the people that knew me as Frank Colmenares, there was no connection to who Frank Grams was. Or people that knew me just as like the music artist didn't know all these other things I was doing. And so that's like,
what I know the Grams side of it. Like when he told me like, yo, I didn't know he told me like, I'm into he says your name, I'm like, I know this dude.
He says, I go, I don't know if it's Grams. It's
just Grams. There's no last name. It's just Grams.
It's like, I gotta pull up. Like, I know that, but full circle, man.
That's your identity. Like Mally J, I came from high school. Like if you went to high school with me, you know, Jared Neal made up Mally J in the boys' locker room. So I hear what you're saying. Like,
but even that, like that's like your name. Like that would like my name was. Let me create a good rapper name. Grant, like what Grant? Where's the correlation?
You don't want your grandkids calling you Grams.
Not that Grams. Or even having to explain it, it's like it's just like everybody. Where the name Grams come from? It's like, dog. Do I have to find a way to make this sound okay and cool in my 33-year-old self?
GR stands for this. A stands for that.
And I found like throughout, I felt corny now looking back, but I found ways to explain it to where it sounded artistically cool. But it was like, nigga, I know it ain't come from that shit. Like I wanted a name that sounded gangster. Grams, nigga. I need drugs, nigga. I'm out here, like, like I try to hide it. I couldn't. Good for you, at 33, this didn't feel right.
Good for you, man.
I appreciate you coming by.
I love it. I appreciate being here.
It's a good vibe.
So my bad with the, so Frank Colmenares is my full name, Colmenares, and the album's called Beautiful Trauma. It's on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, anywhere you stream music at it, it's there.
Link in the description. Link in the description.
For sure.
I'm gonna listen. Y'all gotta listen.
And you can follow me on Instagram or TikTok. I've been releasing So as an extension to the album, on social media, I've been releasing these freestyles where I'm taking industry beats and I'm just rapping, but it's still, I'm still on the positive shit. Like I'm still, again, not on no corny shit, but I'm rapping.
Nah, I want to talk after this. I want to do a little segment. I want to do like some Freestyle Friday type joint.
That could be dope.
For the area.
Yeah, that could be dope.
Yeah, that's off air.
And we get an artist up here.
That's off air. That's off air.
These niggas, nah. Yeah. I'm gonna start talking shit.
Frank, man, I appreciate you coming by. Friday night.
Nah, absolutely. I had to.
And another thing too, because I did not want to come out for this. I told him, I mean with the fam Friday night. I'm like,
he's our first Friday interview.
But I had to come out though.
Yeah, I had a long day. Once I got the text to come on the show, I had to.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't got much time to connect with Malachi, but I know he was somebody that Junior speaks so highly of. So it was just only right that even beyond this, that we connect, a lot more in whatever capacity.
We gonna work.
I mean, my way of continuing to rock with my guy June, man, is like just continuing to connect with the people that had that connection with him. You know, so Junior, Jay, and I mean yourself and whatnot. Like it's kind of important that that's a huge void. And I know y'all are feeling it like I'm feeling it. So it's just cool to be around those vibes. Cause I know he was a good person who was always around good people. Nice. So if he vouches for him, then I know the person is solid 1,000%. Yeah, for sure. Junior's real as it gets.
Who that nigga?
Yeah. Nah, that nigga. That's hilarious. Yeah. And Junior's a funny guy. That's a funny, beautiful
trauma. With a dude that knows him, I didn't even know. We were just talking, and I guess they played the drums out in London. I was like, I only met him one time, but he fuck with my brother, so it is what it is. But this is nice, man.
The reason why we sitting right here.
This is beautiful.
He said, nigga, stop saying you're gonna stop doing this. Getting that word. That's all Juice told me. We're getting that word. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
So shout out to him, man. And shout out to everybody connected to him, and shout out to everybody connected with each other.
Back though.
You know, there's a large. We have to realize it now. There's a large group of together. You know, I think
especially out here, man. We gotta.
It's. I think we're there
too
now.
small to be so separate.
I think we're there
now.
I mean, it's easy. It's easy to look at life and look around and believe that everyone's separated and it's negative. Yeah. But like, if you really change your lens, even outside of like distance and time, like there's a lot of love and people that are willing to connect. The people that are doing things and connecting dots. And it was a phone call to get me here, a text message to get me here. Like there's love. I mean, it wasn't even a question. Like it's like, yo, let me just find some time and I'm there. Yeah. I seen he had the joint to book the schedule and whatnot. You know what? I found some time. Let me get out there and beyond this, man. If there's any way that I could assist and show some love and impart into whatever is going on, and we could collaborate on things, like I'm around for it. And that's not like some Hollywood just saying this shit and then I leave and you don't hear from me again. You reach out to hit my people. It ain't nothing to that. I mean, any way I could, show some love, man. The vibes is right here. I always want to be where the vibes is right.
Yes, now I ain't gonna hold you. Buy it because it's Friday night.
1,000 for sure. Right. Backed up.
Be any final thoughts?
I got nothing for them, man. Man, stay blessed and just keep going, man.
Absolutely.
Keep going. That's all I could tell the people.
Absolutely.
Frank, any final thoughts? Any final words?
I mean, we have to cut them off. Got Cologne coming soon.
Yeah,
the Cologne is coming back soon. It's on its way.
You got a Cologne on the way?
Yeah, I got one. I had it like 4 or 5 years. I've been having my own shit, but I'm bringing it back to the market. So
dope.
Steadman 1988 coming soon.
Link in the description. Check it out.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, any takeaway from the project or any of this, the conversation here is, just to intentionally show more love. However, whatever amount of love you're showing right now, just turn it up a notch. If you at 0, bring it to 1. If you at 10, make it 11. Just let's show more love because the world needs it.
When you broke that down, that inspired me because I show mad love. Like my love, the way I show love, like I be playing on people. Like, hey, how you doing? Like I read your badge. Like I be tweaking out. Yeah. But I get a rush off it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna turn up some more.
Nah, for sure.
So I'm gonna know you on some more. I'm gonna be annoying a little bit more.
1,000.
I took one thing from him. We used to work together. He used to say, "Thanks for coming in today."
Oh,
Yeah.
He said that shit twice. I seen like 3 people's reactions off of it. When they be like this. They be like this. Walk down the hallway.
Yeah.
Or try to be at Walmart, Stop and Shop, you hit them with that,
Yo,
bro.
some people don't even get spoke to at all. You could have said anything. Yeah.
They do a whole 8 hours at Walmart and not
Crazy.
no customer says
I love
Fact
doing
though.
that, bro. I get off. I
1,000.
love doing that. You talk to everybody. I yell out the car window, hey!
Yo, make somebody day, something, man. Like, bro. You could, just one more quote from the album. I said, you could be a light for somebody or be an obstacle. Now, I mean, you could be a light for somebody or be an obstacle. Like, what are you going to be for people? Are you going to be the person that makes someone's day harder, that added some kind of stress or some kind of argument? Or are you going to be one of the things that takes them away from some of that pain, some of them negative thoughts, those vibes? And you're going to be the person to say, thanks for coming in today. Yo, how you doing? Such and such while you read their badge. Like, that is shining light on people. That's doing something to intentionally make their day, life, or time around you better, and giving it the opportunity for them to leave with that same vibe you just handed off to them. So you could be a light for somebody or be an obstacle, you pick.
Just accidentally being intentional.
1,000.
Well, so guys, that's it for this show. Thanks for tuning into the Hoodie Talk Podcast once again. Frank,
my man,
my hat's off to you.
Love.
Guys, go check out his album.
I'll keep y'all posted on the live performance. You know when it's coming up.
It's gonna be local.
Yeah. So the first 2. Now we ain't gonna. So we want these a little intimate. So these are gonna be the first 2 will be in New London. This is continuous. So the first 2 will be in New London, and then we'll keep it going, and hopefully, like you said, could go around the world, man.
The minute you touch this Rose Pedal City,
absolutely.
Hell nah. So what you do the first show?
Sure.
No, hell no. That first show in London, we outside.
Yeah, love.
We out.
For sure.
If you want to get you want some boots on the ground, we live with the mics.
Let's make it happen, man. Let's do it all.
Cash them out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything to help the mind, body, and soul.
Love.
That shit is different. What you got going on? That's like the new Ricky Lake, Jerry Springer type.
Like right my mind. I haven't talked about it for like 2 days. That's an idea. It all starts off as an idea.
That's a special lane. Don't let that out the bag, man. That's a good lane.
Love.
I can see that.
You might get a statue for that one. That's a big one. But hey, Frank, appreciate you. Guys, like always, every episode I pray for your safety, your protection, your prosperity here on earth. And man, whatever you do, whenever you put your hand to the plow, that's what the good book says. Don't look back. Don't look back, bro. Just keep pushing. Your trauma is beautiful. Think about that, my nigga. Say it like that. When you go to your next, because I started therapy a month ago. So when you go to therapy, tell your therapist, this is beautiful. Tell her this is when you wake up and you think about all your problems and the shit you got going on, the bills is beautiful. They're gonna get paid. You're gonna wake up and put your feet on the floor, bro. That's my favorite saying. Wake up, put your feet on the floor. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Steady B Frank, we out.
Let's
Friday
get
night.
Let's drink. That was solid.
Nah, that was fun, man. I ain't had that much fun.
What y'all on for the night, man?
I'm going to the casino.
Yeah, going to the casino?
Yeah, I'm about to wild out.
Turn up.
Psycho. Where you going?